Hi everybody, welcome to week 6. Believe it or not, I think this is probably the biggest week of the entire class, okay? Sorry, I'm kind of in the middle of cleaning house, so I'm in a different part of the house this time. Okay, so for week 6, you are going to do probably the most amount of writing you've really had to do for this class with any one assignment. You are going to write the introduction to your paper. You are going to write the introduction and include in that, again, usually in the last sentence, your thesis statement. Remember, the point of a thesis statement is to tell your reader where you plan on taking them. What do you plan to prove? What point do you plan to make? Okay. That is followed by, and it should just be one solid, tight paragraph. That is going to be followed by historical context paragraph, basically meaning sort of what was going on at that time in history, to give a little context to the event that you're studying. You know, for example, I know one of you is doing the fight for the disabled in the United States, right? Trying to bring about changes for the disabled. What was going on at that time? Were other groups fighting for change too? Because that helps explain things, okay? So, you know, if things were going on in China, for example, you know, communism in China, where else was communism existing at that period in history? What are some other things that were going on around the world? You know, were there wars going on against communism in certain parts of the world? That kind of stuff. That's what you're looking for. You're giving you some context to the event that you're looking at. And lastly, you're going to sort of talk about, I don't remember exactly how it's worded, but the impact. What was the impact of the event? So really, you're only writing 3 paragraphs. So you're not writing the entire paper, okay? You do need to make sure that you format your reference page properly, and I will provide a copy of that for you to see, to look at, because I know APA can be kind of crazy as far as like what lines are indented. You know, remember, you need to make sure that you put the page in alphabetical order, that kind of stuff. But I kind of think this is sort of the pinnacle of the class, and the next 2 weeks is just kind of summing things up. So I think for me, this is the interesting part, because I get to see how much research you've done. I get to see sort of what angle you take with the topic. And this is where I learned stuff too. And I find some of your topics incredibly interesting. Or even your take on sort of the pre-existing topics that you could choose for in this class. Pretty interesting. So anyway, as always, if you need anything, please let me know. I'm going to start grading papers tonight for week 5 to get that information back to you as soon as possible. And like I said, week 6, those papers I will also grade as fast as possible. Usually I start grading on Tuesdays. Next week I'll start grading on Mondays to make sure and get those essays back to you, because then you're going to start working on a presentation in the last 2 weeks of class about sort of what you've learned overall. So it's kind of like a weird pace to class. We've been working towards week 6, and we kind of get to week 6, and it's this introduction to your paper, and then we kind of come down a little bit and do a little bit of reflection about what we've learned, and then for the last week of class, you actually present, like in a PowerPoint, for example, what you've learned in this class. And it's not just about the context of your research, it's about your thoughts on history in general. So it's kind of an interesting way to end a class. So anyway, always here if you guys got questions. I hope I provide enough information this week to try to make this activity as smooth as possible. As always, read the announcements, okay? I do them, and I really hope that they're helpful. And if you find them helpful, let me know, because I'll be honest, I've just started doing them in the last, this class and the class before, because I'm always a little bit nervous about making videos. So, anyway, I keep saying that. Have a great day, have a great week, and I'll be reaching out to each of you soon, talking to you about grades, and finishing strong. Have a good one. Take care.